not controlled by no set, not loyal to no party, not loyal to nobody's telling me what to do. And that really is when you gain your greatest ability to manifest. That's when you truly are carrying the power of God, because you become God of your own universe.
Look down, I see the stars. Look down, I see the stars. Look down, I see the stars.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Justice Unveiled. Today, we're going to talk about two separate cases, two Big Ten schools, Michigan State and Northwestern. Their former coaches, Pat Fitzgerald from Northwestern and Mel Tucker from Michigan State. Let's start with Pat Fitzgerald, Northwestern. It's a local school we're more familiar with. Fitzgerald was coaching for Northwestern since around 2006. Prior to that, he was a player for Northwestern. Between 93 and 96, 2 of those years, he was a football All-American, playing linebacker for Northwestern. Fitzgerald was terminated, as you all may know, as a result of the hazing that was going on in his program. It appeared to be, at least based on allegations made by some of the players, that it was pervasive. And as a result of that investigation, Northwestern ended up hiring a third party, a law firm, to do an investigation. That law firm determined that hazing was pervasive in the program, although they did say that Pat Fitzgerald did not directly know, but they said there was enough opportunities and hazing was pervasive enough, there was enough opportunities for him to find out as far as that are concerned. So as a result of him getting terminated, Pat Fitzgerald filed a $130 million lawsuit. And so in the lawsuit, he alleges basically two things. One, breach of a written contract. In 2021, he had signed a 10-year extension of his football contract with Northwest. He also alleges breach of an oil contract. Allegedly, at least according to Pat Fitzgerald, that after they had the investigation had completed, he had a conversation with a board of trustees, and there was something stated to the fact that, okay, well, if you're willing to accept 2-week suspension, that'll be the end of it. And maybe that conversation did take place, maybe it didn't. However, if it did take place, obviously, as you recall, all of the information involved in the hazing didn't come out all at once. It came out over a period of time. I mean, some of the allegations were physical, some of them were mental abuse, some of them were even sexual abuse. So as the allegations began to come out, they seem to be worse. So they may have changed their position. Nevertheless, he's filed a $130 million lawsuit. He's saying, hey, typically in these type of contracts, they have a conduct clause. He's saying, hey, because I wasn't aware, even your own third party law firm that did investigation said I wasn't aware of it. But at the same time, you look at it from the university standpoint, he is the coach. He's the captain of the ship. And so if it was that pervasive, basically they're saying even a blind man would have known something was going on as far as that is concerned. In addition, so in 1996, Illinois passed the anti-hazing law. So prior to that, hazing was basically legal. I should know, I pledged fraternity in the 80s. And so, but in 1996, the anti-hazing law, it made hazing in general a misdemeanor. However, if it involves bodily harm or death, it can be a class 4 felony. And so look back in time and said, well, Fitzgerald pledged around 90. He didn't pledge, he was there about 93 to 96. So undoubtedly when freshmen come in, I know when I was an athlete in college, when freshmen come in, you get hazed. It's not as pervasive as it is with fraternities. It lasts a day or 15 minutes. It depends on what it is. The same thing in high school. Now it's illegal. So you would think that a university, particularly like Northwestern, as the players come in, they would have someone come in and talk to the players about not hazing, because the university can be exposed like it is today. There's a bunch of lawsuits by a lot of former players suing the university because of hazing. And a lot of the information is real damning toward the university as far as that are concerned. So the lawsuit is in its infancy stages. There's going to be a lot of discovery. There are multiple lawsuits going on, players suing the university, Pat Fitzgerald suing the university. In terms of that, in Northwestern being a private university, a lot of the information probably has not yet been released. Unlike in the Michigan State, that's a public university, freedom of information request, you can get all that stuff. There's more information out there. So it remains to be seen. I anticipate that there'll be probably some settlement down the road. I don't see any case like this really going to trial. I wouldn't see why Pat Fitzgerald would want to put on trial, because every mama, father has kids and children in universities. They would hate to know that their kids were being subject to this type of activity. And the pervasiveness of it can really come out at trial. So I anticipate some settlements along the way in all the cases. But we'll wait to see what happens. In the next case, Mel Tucker case in Michigan State. I'm sure you all are familiar with that. That was more on a national level, where Mel Tucker was accused of sexually harassing this woman that the university had hired. Apparently, the university, like what Pat Fitzgerald should have been done, and maybe they did do it, it didn't come out. had hired someone to talk about rape prevention. Really, ball players maybe raping women, how to control it, because the laws are different now. When one says no, no means no. And to talk with the football players, it appears based on the timeline, maybe once a semester. So she had a contract with the university, via Mel Tucker or someone else, and he ended up hiring her. So, but there was allegations that Mel Tucker was being too aggressive with her. Let's put it that way. And based on the allegations and the facts that have come forth, it appeared that it happened over a period of time. He has been terminated, and he has threatened, or at least put the university on notice that he's going to file a lawsuit, but he hasn't filed a lawsuit yet. However, she has filed a lawsuit against the university and against Mel Tucker. And in her lawsuit was initially filed in Ingham County, and Ingham County is a county around Lansing. That lawsuit ended up getting moved to federal court because in one of the counts in her complaint, she alleged computer fraud, which is a federal statute, and under the basis that it's not clear that they were tampering with her cell phone. So it's not clear whether or not it was a cell phone given to her by the university for her use while she was there, working with the university and the students, or it was a personal cell phone. So not sure how Mel Tucker or any university personnel would have gotten access to her personal cell phone, but she did include that account. But as a result of that federal account, it got moved to federal court by her attorneys, which would probably be a more favorable venue than Mel Tucker. So they have since amended the complaint and removed that federal account so it can go back down in Ingham County and trying to move it back. And they've added a couple of other accounts, invasion of privacy and civil conspiracy in that particular complaint. So apparently when she got hired, Mel Tucker, according to the allegations, he was interested in her. And she's an attractive woman, if you ever seen her. And so he was interested in her, and he was actually trying to get her to go out on a date and have dinner and so forth. She was being resistant. And allegedly, according to her assistant, she felt uncomfortable in those situations. And so it appears that Mel Tucker backed off for weeks and sometimes months at a time. And then he would try to come back, you know, to try to make some progress with her as far as that is concerned. And so this went on for a period of time. So it begs the question that if she felt uncomfortable for this long, why did she continue to stay in that situation? And if he was aware she was uncomfortable, why did he continue to pursue her, right? I mean, so you can argue that both ways. The climax of it was that apparently he, masturbated over the phone during a phone conversation. And so after that, she had enough. And, she filed a complaint with the university, who did an investigation. Substantiated most of the claims. Mel Tucker in the investigation admitted that he masturbated, but he had said that it was consensual. I don't know why he admitted he was masturbating, like they had no DNA. I would have never advised my client to do that, but okay, in terms of that. And so I would have approached it a little differently. So the university substantiated, and he would have a conduct clause too. That might be close to violating his conduct clause, but okay. He got terminated. He's threatened to file a lawsuit, but in the meantime, he's dealing with this lawsuit that she has against them and the university, as far as that is concerned. So, and there are statements by individuals that they kept rescheduling her additional appointments in order to do work with the university and the students, individuals who testify, who were assistants on Mel Tucker's staff, as far as that is concerned. So, but they weren't it didn't appear, based on the allegations and the facts that we've seen, that they had any information that he was directly harassing the woman. They were just kind of intermediaries between Mel Tucker or the university and this young lady, in terms of scheduling her to speak to the players, rescheduling her, canceling, and so forth. She said at the end of the day that she had one outstanding invoice that hadn't been paid, but maybe that's just a procedural issue or some delay as far as that is concerned. So those cases are still in their earlier stage. Obviously, those individuals, one is no longer with the university because he left in the middle of it all because his wife got a job in Texas. But a lot of this information is going to come out in court. And so then hopefully we'll be able to find out more information. I anticipate that Mel Tucker is going to file a lawsuit. I mean, he lost out on a big contract, so he's going to file a lawsuit if just for the purpose of forcing a settlement. And so that'll be really interesting to see what comes out and whether they're even willing to go that far and lay all of this facts out in court in front of a jury and for the public to see. Who knows? Thank you all for listening to another episode of Justice Unveiled, and we hope to see you next time.
I'm finally free. I'm finally free. I'm finally free. I'm finally